Imagine a city made entirely of coral, a society that worshipped mushrooms, or a kingdom ruled by children. These aren't science fiction. These were real civilizations, and you've probably never heard of a single one. 1. The Sogdians. Ever heard of the Sogdians? No? This isn't Game of Thrones. It's game of gross margins, and these guys won. They weren't a superpower with armies or pyramids. They were merchants, and some of the smartest the world had ever seen. They didn't conquer, they sold to conquerors. Need Byzantine gold? Chinese silk? Persian rugs? Their caravans were ancient FedEx. They even convinced the Chinese to let them run entire trade cities. One Sogdian dude, An Lushan, got so powerful he almost overthrew the Tang dynasty. Yeah, a trader nearly became emperor. But their civilization just faded. No grand collapse, no fiery ending. The Silk Road's most influential culture, and nobody talks about them. 2. The Garamantes. Next, this isn't Mad Max. It's mad ancient, and it should have been impossible. Meet the Garamantes, a forgotten people who built underground cities and hydraulic tech right in the most unforgiving place on Earth. The Garamantes didn't survive the Sahara, they conquered it. How? Underground AC. 600 kilometers of aqueducts beneath the dunes. And they weren't some peaceful isolationists either. These guys raided Roman outposts, chariots blazing, and then disappeared back into the dunes like ghosts. Modern satellite imaging revealed something wild. Massive urban ruins, complex road networks, and evidence of advanced farming in what is now literally a wasteland. But their fatal flaw? They were too good. Drained the Sahara's veins dry. Now, just ruins and a warning. No empire beats thirst. No drama. Just the desert taking it all back. The Kingdom of Aksum. Around the 1st century AD, the Kingdom of Aksum rose in what is now Ethiopia and Eritrea. They controlled the Red Sea trade routes, had their own written script, and oh yeah, they minted gold coins, with their kings' faces on them, like a boss. 1st century Aksum, gold coins, spice monopolies, sky-piercing obelisks. They weren't playing empire, they invented swagger. Roman maps called them a world power, equal to Persia and China. Their elephant ivory funded Indian temples and Byzantine bribes. They carved massive obelisks out of solid stone that still stand today. No cranes, no mortar, just 300-ton granite yeeted upright. Oh, and Christianity? Adopted before the Pope had a hat. Unlike the Romans, Aksum didn't collapse because of bad emperors and lead pipes. Their decline came from climate change, desertification, and losing control of trade routes. Very 21st century, actually. 4. The Hittites. Imagine ruling a massive empire and then the world forgets you ever existed. That's the Hittites, history's ultimate ghost story. 1600 BCE. While Egypt built pyramids, the Hittites built an NSA, complete with spies, highways, and metal so hard it scared neighbors. The Hittites were among the first to work with iron tools and weapons, while everyone else was still using bronze. And diplomacy? They wrote history's first peace deal with Ramses II after the epic Battle of Kadesh, one of the biggest chariot battles in history. So why haven't you heard of them? Then 1200 BCE hit. Famine, sea peoples, climate chaos. The Hittites ghosted so hard we didn't even remember they existed until the 20th century. The Hittites, ancient kings, iron masters, and the empire history tried to delete. The Muisca Confederation. Forget pirate treasure. This is the real golden legend, and Spain butchered it. You've heard of El Dorado, right? It was ruled by the Muisca Confederation, an ancient alliance of highland kingdoms in what's now Colombia. These weren't some jungle dudes in feather hats. They were astronomers, traders, engineers, and goldsmiths who made literal tons of jewelry and didn't even use it for money. Gold to them, just religious bling. Their king? A living disco ball who swam with the gods. When Spain heard Golden Man, they drained lakes and burned temples. Classic. What's wild is, the Muisca had no standing army, yet controlled a massive region through alliances, taxes in cotton, salt, and emeralds, and pre-Colombian Google Calendar-level knowledge of the stars. And the golden raft they made? You can still see it. It's in Bogota, made of actual gold. A tiny, detailed sculpture of the Zipa, mid-sacrifice, surrounded by priests. So next time you see gold, remember, value isn't weight, it's what you dive for. Atlantis might be fake, but this lost empire, way weirder. The Tartessians lived in southern Spain over 2,500 years ago, trading with Greeks and Phoenicians like it was the Mediterranean stock market. What were they selling? Gold, silver, tin, and possibly unicorn-grade mystery. Their capital? Lost. Their writing? Still undeciphered. Their culture? A weird hybrid of Iberian, Phoenician, and total enigma. Even Herodotus, the ancient Greek historian, wrote about their absurd wealth and massive king named Arganthonius, who supposedly ruled for 80 years. Was he real? A god? A glitch? Yes. The Tartessians built temples, minted their own coins, and may have had female priesthoods, and then, poof, gone. Then poof, gone by 500 BCE. No fire, no war, just economic collapse like a Bronze Age FTX. So next time you puzzle over crypto, remember, Tartessos did it first and nobody cracked their code. 7. The Cucuteni-Trypillia Culture, Ukraine, Romania. 7,000 years ago, in what's now Ukraine, Moldova and Romania, meet the Cucuteni-Trypillia culture. Huge settlements, we're talking up to 15,000 people, with beautifully planned streets and some of the most detailed pottery in ancient Europe. Spirals, goddesses, weird symmetrical patterns that scream, we've seen some stuff. But a bizarre tradition. Torch everything every 60 to 80 years. Ritual? Pest control? Neolithic TikTok trend? No clue. But they committed. For over 2,000 years. These people had no armies, no weapons, no fortresses. They were possibly matriarchal, with spiritual goddess figures everywhere. Then 3,500 BCE hit. Drought? Invaders? Or one last epic blaze? All we know, they left their mark, in clay and cinder. Civilizations vanish, but weirdness endures. These lost cultures shaped our world in ways we're only beginning to understand. Tell us which one you'd resurrect for a day, and what you'd ask them first. If you want history that doesn't feel like homework, hit that subscribe button. We drop weird every week.